The hollow Earth theory is one of the most controversial scientific theories in history. The idea that someone might be inside the Earth, experiencing a world with a different sun and atmosphere, is truly fantastical. It's as fantastical as claiming the Earth is flat. Yet, despite this fantastical nature, the hollow Earth theory has persisted for hundreds of years. Even today, there are still groups of people who believe in the hollow Earth and seek to prove its validity. Why is this so? What exactly is the hollow Earth theory? Does it have any scientific basis or evidence? Why has it endured for so long, despite modern science refuting its existence? In today's video, we will learn all about the origins, scientific basis, and experimental evidence of the hollow Earth theory to determine whether those deeply held beliefs are misguided or not. I'm excited to bring you this video, decoding the mysteries of the hollow Earth. Firstly, it's important for us to agree that what is presented in this video is not endorsed by modern science. The speculative information in the video is largely presented from the perspective of a group of individuals who support the hollow Earth hypothesis and does not hold value as a reference in mainstream scientific knowledge. Perhaps the story should be told from the most primitive perspectives of Earth, before the advent of modern science. Reasoning and logic are the best tools we have to explain or speculate about the Earth. Humanity sometimes views the world through different lenses based on the knowledge we possess. If a child is born without knowledge of the Earth and is taught that our planet is flat, they would have no reason to doubt it. Indeed, the flat Earth theory is a prime example of how people perceived the Earth in ancient times. The flat Earth belief is the notion that the Earth's shape is flat and disc-like. This perspective originated from everyday intuitive observations, with pre-modern cultures offering views on a flat Earth, from ancient Greece through classical periods, ancient Near Eastern and Mesopotamian civilizations, through the Hellenistic era, ancient India and China, up to the 17th century. It also existed in the cultures of the New World until Europeans arrived, and the flat Earth was then enveloped by a curved shape, like the bowl of the sky, which was prevalent in pre-scientific societies. However, our curiosity drives humanity not only to understand the origins of ourselves but also of the planet we inhabit. Gradually, the flat Earth became seriously opposed by science, based on what science has proven. We understand that the Earth is spherical, orbiting the Sun with a 365-day cycle, more precisely 365 days and 6 hours. This is widely accepted worldwide as an undeniable truth. So why do numerous scientific efforts fail to change the opinion of the Flat Earth Society? In fact, they also have their own reasoning about countless conspiracy theories proving the Earth cannot be spherical. Perhaps we may not believe in them, but let's listen to what they have to say. One of the most commonly used arguments by the Flat Earth Society is the horizon. Some believe in what they see and hear, and they observe that the horizon appears as a straight line. Therefore, they conclude that the Earth cannot be spherical. However, the fundamental flaw here is that they forget that the Earth has an average diameter of 12,742 kilometers, meaning it is very large. Imagine an ant standing on a sphere with a diameter of 1,000 meters and see, no curvature would be visible to something so small standing on such a large surface. This means that our horizon is naturally curved, but curved to a degree that we cannot perceive. Theoretically, we would see the curved horizon if we were to ascend high enough, estimated to be around 10,600 meters, higher than Mount Everest. Additionally, many organizations, including NASA, have captured images proving the curvature of the horizon during space exploration. Of course, the Flat Earth Society still rejects this evidence, claiming it is fabricated using imaging technology. Furthermore, the flat Earth theory posits that the North Pole is the center of the Earth, while the South Pole is a long wall surrounding the disk to prevent water and everything else from falling into space. The issue is that the wall at the South Pole is enormous. Some even believe there's an organization coordinating all governments to prevent anyone from attempting to climb over and discover the truth that the world is not spherical. In summary, no one has ever crossed the southern wall. However, the truth is that humans have crossed the South Pole many times, even in areas nearly inaccessible. Of course, it's still a challenging journey, as many scientists have perished in the attempt. Clearly, the flat Earth theory has proven too feeble against the scientific evidence refuting it. A similar story unfolds with the hollow Earth theory. Nevertheless, there are notable differences. Based on historical records from Earth's explorers and researchers, humanity has amassed knowledge enabling us to understand the planet's size, shape, and available resources. In the past 2 centuries, the era of modern exploration, few have ventured directly into the still obscured nooks of the green planet. This is because exploration not only consumes significant time and resources but is also quite risky. While we are exploring Mars, many undiscovered locations on Earth or places lost to time remain unexplored. Therefore, there are still many mysteries that humanity has yet to unravel. For many years, people haven't been particularly curious about what lies inside the Earth. This is quite understandable, as we are constantly faced with larger issues such as wars, famine, or pandemics. Many wonders were put forth by early geologists, but they never quite captured public attention until the end of the 19th century when new discoveries or theories, including the idea of a hollow Earth, began to draw public interest. It even garnered support from scientists, politicians, and world leaders. However, in reality, the hollow Earth theory has existed for a long time, dating back to ancient myths of various civilizations. In ancient times, the idea of a world within the Earth seemed a contentious concept, as it was often associated with notions of places like Hades in Greek mythology. If you're not familiar, Hades was used to refer both to the god ruling the underworld in Greek mythology and the underworld itself. Additionally, we have Nibelheim in Norse mythology, the underworld in Christianity, and Sheol in Judaism. The idea of a world beneath the Earth's surface is also mentioned in Buddhist scriptures, such as the Puranas, which tell stories of an ancient city called Shambhala located within the Earth. The concept of an underground realm beneath the Earth's surface was quite prevalent in folklore, mythology, and ancient legends. According to ancient Greeks, there were caves beneath the Earth that served as entrances to the underworld, such as the caves at Taran in Laconia, Chon in Argolis, Eia in Thpa, and Harala in Pontos. According to Thria and Dacia mythology, the underground world was ruled by an ancient deity named Jan-Moses. In the dualistic religions, there are tales of a man entering a tunnel in Mount Masu and reaching a garden within the Earth. Many wonders were put forth by early geologists, but they never quite captured public attention until the end of the 19th century when new discoveries or theories, including the idea of a hollow Earth, began to draw public interest. It even garnered support from scientists, politicians, and world leaders. However, in reality, the hollow Earth theory has existed for a long time, dating back to ancient myths of various civilizations. In ancient times, the idea of a world within the Earth seemed a contentious concept, as it was often associated with notions of places like Hades in Greek mythology. If you're not familiar, Hades was used to refer both to the god ruling the underworld in Greek mythology and the underworld itself. Additionally, we have Nibelheim in Norse mythology, the underworld in Christianity, and Sheol in Judaism. The idea of a world beneath the Earth's surface is also mentioned in Buddhist scriptures, such as the Puranas, which tell stories of an ancient city called Shambhala located within the Earth. The concept of an underground realm beneath the Earth's surface was quite prevalent in folklore, mythology, and ancient legends. According to ancient Greeks, there were caves beneath the earth that served as entrances to the underworld, such as the caves at Taran in Laconia, Chon in Argolis, Eia in Thpa, and Harala in Pontos. According to Thraia and Dacia mythology, the underground world was ruled by an ancient deity named Jan Moses. In the dualistic religions, there are tales of a man entering a tunnel in Mount Masu and reaching a garden within the earth. In 1818, John Clevey Sims, a former American military officer, announced his groundbreaking research, declaring to the world that the earth is hollow. Unfortunately, in the 19th century, Sims' theories were not well received, met with ridicule from the scientific community and the public. He did not remain silent but continuously stood up to defend his beliefs. Sims did everything he could, from lecturing on his theories, rallying support, to even preparing for an expedition into the hollow earth. However, ultimately, none of it materialized into reality. His belief persisted until his death in 1849. Since then, the hollow earth theory received little attention from the public until a figure emerged, Jules Verne, the author of the book Journey to the Center of the Earth. Initially published in French, the novel quickly became translated into various languages and spread worldwide. The book attracted so much attention that in 1867, Jules Verne published an expanded version detailing the journey to the Earth's interior. The climax of the novel depicts an expedition team descending into a volcano crater at the South Pole, aiming for the Earth's center. After 2 months, the final expedition team reached the Earth's core, where they discovered an entirely new civilization powered by a miniature sun at the Earth's core. This civilization was as advanced as our world in the 19th century, with a strong emphasis on infrastructure. However, this is also where significant issues related to the hollow Earth began. As the book gained popularity, some truly believed the book was not just fiction but actually presented new discoveries. This also attracted the attention of various scientists. Inspired by the novel, they truly believed that this theory could be true. Many writers began a campaign to blend this new exploration with the rest of the world to keep it alive as a plausible theory. You know, no matter how far-fetched a story may seem, if you understand it well enough, repeat it often, and find flaws in the opposing arguments, you can make it reasonable. That is, those who believe in the hollow earth are trying to assimilate this theory into the scientific mainstream, keeping it alive. This story first emerged in the late 19th century by a geographer named Arnaldo de Azevedo. His book titled Physical Geography discussed a mysterious world beneath our feet, believing that scientists at the time knew nothing about what lay beneath them beyond 5 miles, or over 7.5 kilometers, which was a significant distance back then. No one had dug that deep, and the Earth was perceived as too large with a distance from its surface to the core of over 6,000 kilometers. Hence, it was believed that something must exist in between. The author further pointed out that scientists only offered theories and hypotheses without any solid evidence to establish their reliability. After Azevedo's work was published, a large number of scholars supported this theory or similar variations of it. In the early 20th century, this theory indeed garnered attention from scholars from various fields. Even German scientists before World War II studied this theory, but sadly, all research documents were lost or destroyed during the war. For most believers, the interior of the Earth resembled a paradise akin to what's depicted in Godzilla movies, possibly inhabited by extraterrestrial beings or giants. The inhabitants were believed to be descendants of ancient civilizations like the Lemurians, or according to Rodney Clough's perspective, author of the book World Top Secret, Our Earth is Hollow. the 10 lost tribes of Israel were guided there by God through an entrance in the North Pole. Regardless of their origins, they were often depicted as much more advanced than us. They possess flying saucer technology. They live a perfectly healthy life for hundreds of years. Their science is much more advanced because they have much longer periods of peace. While we are caught up in religious conflicts and world wars, they are focused on building and developing their own world. The climate inside the hollow earth is perfect, producing animals and humans much larger and healthier than those on the surface. It has a perfect temperature created by God, with the sun inside to provide warmth during the day and less at night. Trees reach up to 1,000 meters tall, and some people are even close to 5 meters tall. This is what Rodney Clough describes. Due to the ideal living conditions, animals also grow very large. This inner world is sometimes linked with Agartha, the legendary city at the Earth's core often associated with Eastern mysticalism. Now, the question arises, if one believes that the Earth is hollow and the home of all super races and large animals, why have we never contacted them or reached there like they have? To protect and prove our viewpoint, Rodney Clough has taken extraordinary actions to open the mysterious path to the hollow Earth. Between the 2000s and early 2010s, Rodney Clough conducted long-term explorations for his purpose. The most recent was an attempt to journey into the inside of the Earth at the North Pole. Unfortunately, after several failures, the members of the expedition became victims of disasters ranging from cancer to fatal plane crashes. The expedition was interrupted. If the expedition had been successful and yielded positive results, the research group would have chartered one of the world's largest icebreaker ships straight to the North Pole. But, of course, that would never happen. Despite many failures, they still hope that one day they will receive funding to continue this glorious journey. In fact, Rodney Clough is not the first person to endeavor to embark on an expedition into the Earth's interior. This journey was actually undertaken over half a century ago by a much more reputable figure. Let's go back to the mid-20th century when the scientific and technological revolution had not yet developed, and the hollow Earth theory still had a place. At that time, more and more anomalies were being discovered, indicating the presence of a world within the Earth. Belief in the hollow Earth theory reached its peak when a mammoth fossil was discovered in the permafrost layer in Siberia. The initial discovery led people to believe that mammoths lived in icy places. However, scientists later discovered that mammoths were actually ancestors of the elephants currently living in Africa and other warm regions. What's even more puzzling is that tropical fruits that cannot be digested were found in the mammoth stomach. So how did it get tropical fruits in extremely cold Siberia? Many scientists speculated that mammoths may have lived in a world beneath the Earth's surface. Some mammoths accidentally passed through the passage connecting the two poles of the Earth. They emerged on the surface and could not survive in the cold climate and froze to death. Therefore, the tropical fruits remained in the stomach. As suspicions were heightened, there was someone who decided to do something different. That person was Richard Evelyn Byrd. But who was he? Is this figure worthy of our trust? Rear Admiral Richard Evelyn Byrd was a United States Navy officer specialized in exploring polar regions. He was originally a Navy aviator and was the first person to fly over the North Pole by air. Additionally, he was one of the first Americans to set foot on the polar regions and organized the construction of logistical bases there. Byrd attended the Virginia Military Institute before financial circumstances led him to transfer to the United States Naval Academy in 1912. He learned to fly during World War I on his Navy assignments and developed a passion for aviation and pioneering many techniques for navigating flights over open oceans. His name was given to the USNS Richard E. Byrd, a Lewis and Clark-class cargo ship of the U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet. With his passion for exploration, on November 28, 1929, Richard Evelyn Byrd and his team became the first group to fly over the South Pole, based on documentary evidence. After the expedition returned on June 18, 1930, the U.S. Navy recognized Richard Evelyn Byrd as the first person to fly over the South Pole. Richard became the youngest Navy Rear Admiral in U.S. history with his distinguished record and position. It can also be said that the Rear Admiral gained a certain level of trust from the public and, fueled by his fervent passion for exploration, captured the hearts of the supportive community in endorsing the hollow Earth theory through an unparalleled expedition. The journey began in February 1947, as recorded in the diary. Byrd led an expedition into the Earth's interior through an entrance at the North Pole. As they ventured deeper inside, the scenery became increasingly awe-inspiring for Byrd. Nearly 20 years later, in 1965, his detailed diary of the journey to the world beneath the Earth was published. He recorded in his diary that before him lay valleys covered with lush greenery. Within the valleys were small streams with babbling brooks flowing through. Not only that, but a large number of extinct species of animals and plants were also present. Byrd observed long-extinct creatures from Earth such as dinosaurs and mammoths. Above the cave ceiling, objects resembling flying saucers floated as if suspended in the sky, emitting a strange glow. These luminous flying disc-shaped spacecraft hovered above, adorned with symbols and insignias on their hulls. The place resembled a vast military base. What was more astonishing was that as his expedition advanced into this land, suddenly the radio towers of each emitted a hoarse voice, blending a bit of Scandinavian and German accents, welcoming the admiral to their land. Some tall figures with blonde hair and fair skin appeared, resembling humans greatly. They appeared quite friendly and carried no weapons or signs of hostility towards Byrd's expedition. They stated that they had come to welcome him to their world. But it didn't stop there. Byrd's diary revealed much more valuable information. This was the world beneath the Earth, named Ariane. With an incredibly advanced level of technology surpassing that of humans on the surface, yet they still avoided contact with the outside world. However, since the United States dropped 2 atomic bombs on Japanese cities during World War II, they realized that human weapons could potentially destroy the entire surface world and affect their world underground. They attempted to send aircraft to the territories of the superpowers possessing these weapons of mass destruction to convey a message but did not receive positive responses. These aircraft were attacked by human fighter jets. Upon the conclusion of the expedition and upon his return, he had a meeting with the United States Department of Defense. All information about the meeting was recorded in detail, and a report was submitted to the incumbent president. Here is a basic diagram of the entire world beneath the Earth as described by the admiral. I know many of you coming here will ask whether I believe in the hollow Earth theory or not, and the likely answer is no. Why? Simply because as science and technology have advanced, inquiries into similar concepts about Earth have gradually been explained by science, such as the flat Earth theory. First and foremost, the most robust refutation stems from inconsistencies regarding gravitational forces. Models of Earth's structure have emerged from seismic wave studies and have shown significant differences from the hollow Earth model. Other refutations stem from the principles and consequences of gravitational forces. Massive objects tend to aggregate and form spherical objects like planets and stars, thereby minimizing gravitational potential energy. In other words, a hollow structure has no advantage in terms of energy. Furthermore, ordinary matter is not sturdy enough to withstand colossal hollow objects against gravitational forces. Specifically, a hollow sphere with dimensions equal to that of a planet and the observed thickness of Earth's crust cannot achieve a state of hydrostatic equilibrium with its own mass, and it would collapse. Additionally, inhabitants living within a hollow Earth would not experience the same gravitational pull as those living on the outer surface. In other words, those residing within the Earth would be in a state of near weightlessness. This was first evidenced by Newton. According to his shell theorem, the gravitational force from the shell would be zero for objects inside a hollow sphere, regardless of the thickness of the shell. In fact, because Earth is not a perfectly spherical shape but slightly flattened at the poles, a small gravitational force could still affect objects within the Earth. Additionally, gravitational pull from the Moon, Sun, or other celestial bodies could contribute to this gravitational force. The centrifugal force from Earth's rotation would also pull an object within it towards the crust if that object were moving at the same speed as the Earth's interior and making contact with the ground inside the spherical shell. However, Earth's maximum centrifugal force at the equator is only 1/300th of Earth's gravitational force. Furthermore, if Earth were truly hollow, its mass would be very small, and the gravitational force it generates would not be as significant as it is now. This is scientifically robust evidence against the hollow Earth theory. As for empirical observations, the existence of a civilization within the Earth seems unsupported. Remember the viewpoint that scientists knew nothing about what lay beneath their feet beyond 5 miles or 7.5 kilometers, as mentioned earlier. Over time, this viewpoint has also been debunked with the advent of the deepest borehole in the world in the 20th century, conducted by the Soviet Union. It is located on the remote peninsula in northwest Russia, called the Kola Peninsula. The area is the origin of great mysteries, attracting scientists and explorers. For decades, scientists have drilled this area towards the center of the planet to understand Earth's faults. Completed in 1989 at a depth of over 12,200 meters, the Kola Super Deep Borehole in the Soviet Union was the deepest artificial borehole ever attempted by humans in the 20th century. However, shortly after, something unusual happened. The Soviet scientists' strategies were thwarted. They seemed to have no choice but to permanently seal the super deep Kola borehole. Speculations and conspiracy theories abounded, suggesting they had drilled into hell due to chilling sounds emanating from the hole, sounding like hundreds of thousands of souls screaming. But in reality, as they dug deeper, the temperature doubled compared to projections. This heat caused the drill bits to quickly degrade as they continued to grind against the rocky layers. Furthermore, researchers discovered that the layers were much less dense at those depths than they initially thought, causing them to react unpredictably to the higher temperatures. So, the technical factor was the primary reason the project had to be halted halfway. There was no mysterious factor about hell or a hollow Earth here. Not to mention the idea of another sun within the Earth is the most unscientific notion conceivable. The enormous energy source sustaining life on a planetary scale couldn't possibly exist in such a confined space surrounded by Earth's crust. In some respects, the hollow Earth theory is far less convincing than hypotheses about extraterrestrial beings or mythical creatures. So do you think there's actually a world beneath our feet? And if so, what's the most logical explanation for its existence? Let's share your thoughts in the comments below. And now, goodbye and see you in the next videos. Have a great day everyone. Thank you.